Hello, today we will talk about the case of Librerías Gandhi and the gap that exists between what the brain communicates in its visual identity and what its consumer really experience inside the stories. Librerías Gandhi started in 1971 when Mauricio Archer's vision of creating not only a point of sale for books, but also a cultural space, a place to coexist, discover, talk, and enjoy reading for multiple perspectives. Over time, Gandhi established himself as a cultural reference thanks to his activities, galleries, and covers his emblematic advertising campaigns, simpler, direct, witty, and authentic phrases that even say trends in the country. Ever this is where the problem arises, how out Gandhi communicates creativity, culture, and innovation in its advertising and social media. This experience is not always reflected within in expression. In practice, in story narration is only a commercial transition focused on the purchase of the book, with how reinforcing the culture, emotion, or community dimensions that the project digitally. Language not our brain should have space designed to encourage social interaction. Science is some case these areas are shared external business, shows like cafeterias, 8:30 and Fresa Salvaje, which make it difficult to experience unmet culturally.
Objective. Our objective is analyze the identity that Gandhi communicates on social media, identify the values the brand wants to express, such as creativity, culture, and reader identity, and compare it with the real customer experience through our fieldwork in a Gandhi store. We decided to use some class topics like participant observation, ethnography, thick data analysis, and the creation of a customer journey map. All of this in order to propose improvements that reduce the gap between the identity that is communicated and the one that is actually experienced.
As fieldwork and ethnography observation and customer journey map was carried out. Therefore, has a visually identity communicated by Gandhi in advertising social network visual messengers, we can see that daily the brand manages to connect strongly with its community. On Instagram, we see constant participation, minimalist posts with puns, and interaction that generate conversations. TikTok is dominated by recommendation and dynamisms and events and live broadcasts on Facebook. Even it billboards maintain that ingenious still that has distinguished the brand of years. The social networks, Facebook, Instagram, billboards, and TikTok. In comparison, the only store offers clear product-centered navigation but not interaction between users, so it's not functional as a digital cultural space.
Now, we're going to talk about the analysis of the customer experience and real behavior in physical stores. We decided to visit a Gandhi store to observe customer behavior inside the store, and during the visit, we could observe different elements that allow us to gather results about the physical customer experience as well as behavior and interaction within the store spaces. Here we have some research questions that help us to understand how different types of customers interact with the bookstore, the routes they follow, what influence their decisions, and the experiences they have within space. Through these questions, the aim is to identify behavioral patterns, orientation difficulties, levels of engagement, the impact of advertising, and the currents between the brand's physical and the digital identity to identify opportunities for improvement in space organization, communication, and the overall shopping experience. Now we're gonna talk about the comparison. The comparison between social media physical store and the website shows a strong difference in how Gandhi's brand identity is expressed. On social media, communication is visual. dynamic, and based on the brand's characteristic colors and short phrases. In contrast, the physical store offers a more serious, quiet environment focused on individual exploration, with communication relying heavily on staff. The website, while functional and well structured, has a more sober design and mainly operates as an e commerce platform without fully reflecting the brand's visual personality. Uh, Talking about the experience and emotional value, social media builds reader identity and a sense of belonging. The physical store conveys value through the act of browsing and purchasing books, and the web store should strengthen the reader's digital identity through personalized recommendations, although it currently does not fully express the brand's cultural essence.
Well, analyzed Gandhi's physical and digital store and compared customer feedback through questionnaire with 5 users to understand the emotion and the state of the custom journey. Most importantly, there like the constancy between what Gandhi communicates its creative and cultural identify and the customer actual experience. One user summed it up perfectly. The website site the book was available. I traveled far and they could find it. Furthermore, the closing process, especially on the checkout, feels cold and poorly transactional, undermining the emotional experience the brand promise.
In Prime Purpose, how can Gandhi improve the consistency between its visual identity and the experience that consumers have in the story? The first purpose is to redesign the physical experience in store to align it with the cultural identity shown on social networks. In its purpose, incorporate visual phrase with the brochure, reinforce the use of jargon and the typography, design morals and Instagrammable arrays, create areas dedicated to really consistent recommendation and events.
Talking about reading rituals. The store experience should stop being seen only as a point of sale and become a living cultural environment. From a consumer anthropology perspective, customers seek not only to acquire a book, but also to participate in an emotional, symbolic, and community ritual. This includes creating reading rituals to promote interaction and appropriation of the space, such as spaces for quick reading, themed areas inspired by literary genres, and walls where visitors can write recommendations or quotes, making the experience participatory and meaningful, just like on social media. On this way, physical space can convey the sense of community experience online.
The idea is that they not only sell books but also recommend engaging the conversation with inspired readers. They could also facilitate smart reading rituals such as mini activities or theming tables to make the visit more meaningful. Why? To create a community within the store reflect in the physical space that Gandhi already communicates on social media and generate a genuine emotional connection with readers. And how is this achieved? Through cultural training by giving them creative freedom or propose activities. Finally, this proposal aims to move Gandhi beyond its reliance solely on digital storytelling and materialize that same energy in the physical experience. We want the reader to say begin as solitary visitors who enters, finds a book, and leaves, and instead become an activity participant within a vibrant cultural space. The goal is the for the store to connect, inspire, and support, a place where readers converge, recom, share, and build community. In other words, the cultural experience that currently exists only on social media can also be experienced within the store. reinforcing reader identify and giving each visit emotional and symbolic meaning.